In this lesson, we'll talk about MySQL views. This is a tool that is tricky at first. Grasping its functionality to the fullest can be a bit difficult without significant practice. In this lecture, we will introduce you to this concept and show you how and why views are used in SQL. Great! A view is a virtual table whose contents are obtained from an existing table or tables called base tables. The retrieval happens through an SQL statement incorporated into the view. To remember this explanation more easily, think of a view object as a view into the base table. The view itself does not contain any real data. The data is physically stored in the base table. The view simply shows the data contained in the base table. Let's provide an example, and then we'll discuss when views can be helpful. We will focus on the department employee table that contains information about the department in which each employee is working, as well as the start and end date of their contract. It has more than 331,000 entries. Okay. Some employee numbers have been inserted more than once. Why? Because a new entry about the same employee has been recorded every time the employee changed departments. This results in more than one start and end date for such employees. To verify this is the case, we could run a query that shows the employee numbers of people registered in the department employee table more than once. After we execute it, we will know how many such entries we have. 31,579. Good. Why would we need a view in this case? Well, imagine you wanted to see a tabular output with the number of each employee shown only once, having assigned their latest starting and ending date. In other words, you would like to visualize only the period encompassing the last contract of each employee. The syntax to abide by is the following. First, type create or replace view. Of course, create view could suffice, but the or replace fragment ascertains that the code we are about to write will be executed even if we already have a view with the same name. Second, you'll have to add a name. Typically, we assign views with the name starting with v underscore or w underscore to indicate the object is a view. Let's call our view v department employee latest date. Okay. Don't forget to type the as keyword before you expose the final part of the query, which is a select statement. Namely, this select statement will extract data from the base table that will populate the view. As we run the select statement separately, we obtain the tabular output that our view delivers every time when implemented. Okay. Apparently, we managed to retrieve a 3-column table with the last from and to dates registered for each employee, as defined by the max function. All right. Let's execute this query and create our view. Perfect. Any signs the operation was carried out smoothly apart from the green circle here? Well, look at the schema section at the left side of the screen and expand the subsection of the employees table. You can see 4 object types, one of which is views. The 2 small icons located to the right of its name provide certain information about it, while the last one executes the select statement embedded in the view, delivering the desired result. Fantastic! As a matter of fact, the view could be executed by typing the code that just appeared in the new SQL tab. It is a mere select statement, where the database name containing the view must precede the name v department employee latest date. This is it from a technical perspective. We created a view that extracts the information we wanted, and we used 2 ways to do that. Okay, but why in general do we need views? Doing that probably seemed redundant. Can't we just run the select statement and obtain the desired output? Well, imagine your database is used by a large web application being accessed by many users. If you would like to allow each user to see this table, instead of typing and running the SQL statement that extracts the required information every time a request from a user appears, the view can allow each user to see the result set on their user space. A view acts as a shortcut for writing the same select statement every time a new request has been made. Thus, it saves a lot of coding time. Moreover, because it is written only once, the view occupies no extra memory. Finally, the view acts as a dynamic table because it instantly reflects data and structural changes in the base table. For instance, if you, as a data administrator, must update the end contract date of employee 10001, when you check the view, the new date value will appear. You will need to make no additional changes in the code composing the view. To conclude, views are advantageous when used logically. In certain applications, the use of views can definitely be beneficial. Nevertheless, don't forget that they are not real, physical data sets, meaning we cannot insert or update the information that has already been extracted. They should be seen as temporary virtual data tables retrieving information from base tables. Okay, that will do for now. Thank you for watching.